The communities of Nanton and Mossali are coming to grips with a devastating mid-air plane crash that took the lives of 3 southern Albertans, including a father and his 11-year-old son who were headed to pick up supplies for their farm. 5 people were killed in the Saturday morning crash that happened in the skies near St. Brew, Saskatchewan, about 150 kilometers northeast of Saskatoon. The remains of the victims have been recovered. Peter Hildebrand with the Transportation Safety Board says damage to both aircraft is making the investigation difficult, and not just from the collision. He says damage is compounded by the impact from the ground. Debris from the planes is scattered over grassy fields and trees near the village of St. Brew. Now to more about the victims. The community of Mossali is coming together to support 2 well-known farmers killed in what is beginning to look like a freak accident, that mid-air collision between 2 planes. When 38-year-old Eric Donovan needed a part for his air-seeder, friend and neighbor Denny Laree offered to fly him to St. Brew, Saskatchewan to pick it up. Residents of St. Brew reported that mid-air crash between 2 planes on Saturday, and today investigators are still on scene trying to figure out what happened. But Laree, Donovan, and Donovan's 11-year-old son Wade, who was along for the ride, were all killed. 2 Regina residents who were in the other plane also died. Today, the chair Donovan sat in nearly every morning for coffee with his friends is turned over out of respect.
Oh, he's a wonderful man. Hard working. He started working when he was a kid and he never quit. But he could also have fun.
Now, the pilot of Donovan's plane was from Nanton. Denny Laree was a close familiar name to just about everyone. Kevin Rich reports.
Dennis Laurie started flying 9 years ago. His sister and one of his brothers say safety was top of mind in everything he did.
Oh, there was no question, ever. And he was very conscious about, even if he wanted to come up and get our daughters, he always asked, "Are you okay with this? Do you trust me?" And there was never, ever any question.
Nanton is a town of 2,200 and home to the Bomber Command Museum of Canada. Dennis Muldoon knew Denny Laurie for many years. Their sons played hockey together.
He and Joan come to all of our functions here at Bomber Command. Pilots are like that. They have a very, very keen interest in their own group, as it were, with aviation.
Denny Laurie was also a rancher. According to some, he had talked about getting out of the business. His brother Murray says it was all talk and that he had a real passion for ranching and flying. And with both, it was always safety first.
My daughter and my nephew worked with Denny haying, and they would fly back and forth to the farms, and they say, oh my goodness, it took a half an hour to get the plane ready and do all the safety codes to do a 20-minute flight.
Denny Laurie was in Saskatchewan to pick up farm equipment parts for his friend Eric Donovan, who was traveling with Laurie and Donovan's son Wade.
You cannot say enough about Denny Laurie. The things that he did for others and his community was just off the wall.
This is one of the local airstrips where Denny Laurie would land his Piper Super Cub. Like the Saskatchewan airstrip where the collision occurred, it seems to offer enough big sky for everyone. Kevin Rich, CTV News, Calgary.
The victims in the other plane have been identified as Joy and Eric Jackson of Regina. Eric Jackson apparently got his pilot's license just last year.